Good morning. We're gonna do some basic stretch and rolling. I talked to one of my clients and she didn't actually know that I taught a stretch class, a stretch rolling class specifically. So we're gonna go over some rolling stuff that we haven't done in a while, but I think is important for decreasing some of the tension that you feel from probably doing some repetitive things like sitting or standing in certain positions. So we're gonna go over that today, and we're just gonna do some things that just kind of open things up that gets tight with, you know, cooler temperatures in the morning, then warm during the day and cooler temperatures at night. And that's what we have to battle, is just tightening. Most of what we feel is pain in the body is just muscular tightness, and that muscular tightness leads to a lot of joint tension. So that's why it is so important to work time under tension, especially under stress, because that tension is what keeps everything safe, is putting tension where it's supposed to be instead of taking it away and destabilizing things and coming out of the muscles and going into joints and ligaments. So let's start from the beginning. We're going to start from just feet parallel. Feet parallel, hips width apart, ASIS. Pubic symphysis, midway in between is your actual hip joint. And then this is our hips width apart. Then you're going to make sure those feet are parallel. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to turn your knees out. We're going to put weight through our big toe and the corresponding metatarsal heads, outer four toes and the corresponding metatarsal heads, especially that pinky toe. That's so very important. And then finally your heel. 1/3 the weight will go through your toes, 1/3 the weight through the balls of your feet, 1/3 the weight through your heels. As you now slightly bend your knees, externally rotate, calves go on, quads go on. Now, first chakra, your pelvic floor fires up. Second chakra, your lower abs. Third chakra, your upper abs, as you draw your shoulder blades down and back. And in fact, we'll do that a few times. Just bring those shoulder blades down and back. Start bringing your head back, because as your calves tighten up, your head tends to go forward and your belly hangs out. Suck in your tummy, draw your head back. Just warming up. Stay in this position, just take your arms out to your sides, thumb point backwards, you're gonna pump backwards. Miraculously, Maria has appeared as you take your arms out to your sides. We're gonna pump those arms backwards. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. You're trying to open up your pecs. So the temptation here is to thrust the head forward as you do that in a nice chicken move. We wanna keep that head back, abs nice and tight, suck in your tummy. This is gonna work on upright posture. So we want those toes engaged. We want, you'll feel tension in the shoulders. But we want you to feel time under tension in the lower half of the body as you use your calves, your quads, your pelvic floor, first, second, third chakra. Now, hands are going to go and stick them up. You're going to have those pinkies face backwards, abs are nice and tight, and you're just going to pump the arms backwards again. They're going straight back and not back and down, and certainly your head's not coming forward. Keep breathing. Okay, and then you're just going to shake out those arms a little bit. Keep your abs engaged, you're sucking in your tummy. We're going to do one more. Your palms are going to face forward, chest up. Again, don't let your head come forward as you pump those arms back. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. Okay, now we go back to basics. You're going to grab your lacrosse ball. It's right there. I saw it. You're going to put it underneath your left foot. You can hold your roller if you want. You're going to make sure those feet are parallel. Abs are nice and tight. Knees are over the tops of your feet. You're going to roll out the bottom of that foot. A lot of times what we experience as foot pain is what we think is hard ground, bad shoes, and things like that. As soon as you think it's something other than your foot, it means it's not. It means you're using your foot improperly and you're not absorbing energy into your calves, quads, and butt, and not transferring the energy out of your foot. So the pain that you experience from this ball is not because of the ball, it's because how you use your foot, your leg, your hips. So you're trying to draw that energy into your core. So as you release the tension from your foot, pull it to your abs, because this is energy. You want to use it. You don't want it to stay there and stay as pain. Keep those feet parallel. Get all aspects of your foot in between your toes. And then we're just going to bend our knees. Continue to roll. Try to roll from the hip versus from the knee. It's not knee movement, it's hip motion. It should almost feel like you're running. Jaws relax. Hold that balance. This is time under tension. No falling over. This is you on the bottom step of a staircase. Not falling over. Okay? And then we're going to switch sides. Straight legs first. Abs are nice and tight. You're rolling out that foot. Pulling the energy to your center. So first, second, third chakras are pulling everything in. Feel what it feels like on the lateral aspect of your foot, the arch of your foot, the ball of your foot, in between your toes, on your toes. I was so surprised when I went to New York City and I experienced foot pain like I have never in my life. And then someone says, you know, I went to go buy a pair of shoes and it didn't solve the problem. And someone said, it's not your shoes, it's the way you're walking. And I'm like, quiet, I teach this. And sure enough, it was the way I was walking. So feel how you're using your feet. If they're sore, it's the way you use your feet. It's not the ball. Oh, yeah, get it. Okay?
Your abs are
They are. And point towards the camera. The camera's that way. Okay, bend both knees, suck in that tummy, roll out your foot. She was talking to you guys. She just didn't know where to point. Ooh. Keep breathing. Okay, good. We're going to switch back to the left foot. Your toes are going to curl around the ball. Abs are nice and tight. Your chest is up. First, second, third chakras on. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to try to get your toes to curl around the ball.
And you sucking your belly.
Yes, that is right. She was looking at you guys when she said it that time. Ooh, feel that stretch. Feel what it feels like to be able to round out the anterior arch on your foot, because it should when there's no pressure on it. So a lot of shoulder problems actually start in this anterior arch of your foot. So if you make this anterior arch more comfortable, the posture tends to go upright. Your abs go in. Okay, move your foot slightly forward. Continue to do the same thing. And when you feel ready, you can move your foot forward again. Abs are nice and tight. And you're breathing. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And good. Just roll it out a little bit before we switch sides. Okay, go ahead, switch sides. Same thing on the opposite side. You're curling your toes around. You're using now your left foot on your right toes to get them to bend down. So last night I hit my toes on the coffee table because it moved. And it hurt, I almost passed out, but my toes didn't break because I could bend my toes down. Abs are engaged. Ooh, move your foot forward. Same thing, curl those toes down. Get each toe, don't have a toe you avoid. Get each toe to bend down. Okay, move that foot forward a little bit more. Abs are engaged, chest is up. You should notice it's really easy to get your chest up as we're doing this. Okay, roll out that foot a little bit more. Okay, good. Go ahead and put the ball off to the side. Normally we do this on the block. We're going to do this on the ground. You're going to curl your toes under. Sucking your tummy. This is going to be your left the weight's on your left toes. Abs are nice and tight, shoulder blades are down and back, you're gonna squat. So you don't need a block in order to do this. You can do this against the ground. This is something you can do regularly. Abs are engaged. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Curl those toes under. Same thing, abs are nice and tight, feet parallel. Squat away. Chest up, eyes up, shoulder blades down and back. Notice one side is more tender or the balance is not as good. Make sure the core is on, shoulder blades are down and back. Good, let's switch sides again. You're gonna just point your toe. You're gonna have super high heel, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy. We're first gonna just move it around. You're doing the mashed potato. Smiles are up. And you tell me, baby, if you like it like this. Go in the opposite direction. Okay, now get the knee directly over top of the foot as we now squat down. Keep your abs engaged. Keep breathing. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Same thing, high heel, high heel. Feet parallel. Then you're doing the mashed potato again. Sucking that tummy.
Opposite direction.
Sure. Sucking that tummy. Ooh. Just stretch out that foot. It feels really good because we're going after a plantar fascia of the foot. Okay? Squat time. Watch the knee alignment. Feet parallel. Sucking that tummy. Hold that balance. Notice if you're always falling to one side but not the other side. Okay, good. Oh. We're now going to just do some walking. This is different walking than you think. You're just going to lift one heel up and lower it, lift the other heel up and lower it. Make sure those knees go in the same direction as the toes are pointed. Make sure those feet are parallel, abs are nice and tight, shoulder blades down and back. And for the most part, your head is not moving. We're going to do a couple more of these, like 20. This is mobilizing your metatarsal heads.
If you alternate,
Yes,
so
you're alternating at the top.
so both heels come up at some point.
Okay, now, this is not a lunge for lunging reasons. We're going to do it for stretching of the foot reasons. You're going to take your left foot back behind you. First, your heel goes down, and then you're going to go onto your tiptoe. Heel down, then tiptoe. This is rolling off your foot the way we're supposed to as we push off. So if you were walking, this is what you do. You keep your heel down as long as you possibly can, and then finally you push off. Too many times people initiate too soon, and they will walk with their calves, so they'll have big gigantic calves and no butt. This will teach you to push off with your butt and then lift off with your heel. What is that? All right, abs. Make sure your abs contract, especially at the peak right here. Smiles are up, pelvic floor is on, abs are on, shoulder blades down and back. Okay, keep that rear heel up off the ground. You can hang onto your roller, but lightly. You're gonna make sure that front knee's bent. Abs are nice and tight. You should feel all the work in your right butt cheek now. You're just gonna lift up your right heel and then put it back down. Lift it up, lower it back down. Shoulder blades are down and back. Suck in your tummy. I also like watching people their warm up for hiking, because most people don't warm up for hiking. We're gonna switch sides, and they end up hiking for 3 to 5 hours and they didn't warm up their feet, and then all sorts of bad things happen to them. Okay, so front knees bent, knees over top of your foot. We're gonna have the heel down in the rear, keep your feet parallel, and then come up onto your toes. This is working on walking mechanics. Lower down, that's a stretch, and then push off. Make sure that push off is making you go forward, not so much up. Okay, we're gonna make sure our front knee's bent, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy, and you're gonna lift lower your heel. You should feel this in your left butt cheek. Your abs are engaged, first, second, third chakras are on. Chest is up. Okay, good. Come back on the 2 feet. We have mobilized the feet a lot. So just feel what the ground feels like underneath you. Feel what your legs feel like. Notice what upright posture feels like. You should feel naturally more upright because we've opened up the calves. We're going to continue that as we grab the block. We're going to do this in stages just because sometimes you need to do that. We're going to have both feet parallel. Your left foot is on the block, your left heel is down, your right foot's flat on the ground. Abs are nice and tight, you're sucking in your tummy. Shoulder blades go down and back. First, second, third chakras go on. Turn out your knees as your calves, your quad. Activate your pelvic floor. First, second, third chakras go on. Shoulder blades down and back. Pump your hips forward. You're breathing and smiling up. We're lengthening the gastrocnemius, which is so involved not only with locomotion moving forward, it's involved in posture. Remember? Okay. Now, we're going to take the roller, we're going to do a forward fold. Try to make your spine straight. Let's see, yeah. See how Maria's trying to go long from her hip all the way through her fingertips, like her upper body is a board? Ugh. Keep your abs engaged. Calves, quads, butt, pelvic floor, lower abs, upper abs, and just elongate. Just a little bit longer as we now come back up again. As you come back up again, leave your foot on the block. Abs are nice and tight. Shoulder blades are down and back. You're going to take your hands up over the top of your head and you're going to lean back. Suck in that tummy. Reach for the sky. You can rock side to side to open things up. Okay, and then we're going to do a forward fold now. Try to keep your spine straight. Only go as far as you can keep your spine straight. Suck in your tummy for second, third chakras. You're trying to use your abs to pull you closer to the ground. So suck it in. Lats stay on. Suck in that tummy. Arches lifted. Okay, we're going to come back up again. Arms go over the top of your head. We're going to rock side to side. Keep that upper ring we've been talking about all week long. So you're holding a beach ball. Okay. Now we're going to toe in. I've not done this in a while. Abs are nice and tight. Push your hips forward. This is going to go after a muscle group called the tensor fasciae lata, as well as your calf muscles. Shoulder blades are down and back. Suck in your tummy. Pump your hips forward. Abs are nice and tight. Okay, hips side to side. Suck in that tummy. Okay, we're going to come back to feet parallel. Oh, wait. Go back to toe it. I forgot to go forward. We're going to do a forward fold. You're going to feel this pull really through your calves. You're going to feel a little bit tribularis longus on the side of the leg. Suck in that tummy. Just stretch. Turn those knees out even though your feet stay toed in. That's the contradiction it seems like there is, but it's not. Suck in that tummy. And then come back up again. Hands go over the top of your head as you counter stretch. You can go side to side. Ah, yes. Good. Oh, okay. 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 We're going to switch sides. So, go slowly because your brain thinks the other side is as stretchy as the side you just finished on. And your balance is going to be a little off. So, drop your heel down, feet are parallel, abs are nice and tight. Like I said, we're going to do this in stages. So, first, let's work on things. Feet parallel, knees turned out, calves, quads, first, second, third chakras are on. So, really draw that tummy in, shoulder blades down and back as you pump your hips forward. This is lengthening that gastrocnemius, helping our posture. So yesterday we went to Ross, and in Ross there's all the security cameras and TV monitors to make sure you know you're shoplifting. And so I was in there going, oh my God, who's that person with terrible posture? And it was me! So that's why we're gonna open up the calf. Okay, what do we do next? We did, forward fold. Yeah, you're gonna take your roller out in front of you, and we're gonna stretch with the straight spine, watching that alignment from hips through shoulders, all the way to your fingertips. Keep those knees turned out, your calves, quads, first, second, third chakras are on. Keep those abs engaged and sucked in. So the big question was I not standing up straight because I was lazy, or was I not standing up straight because my calves are tight? And the reason they're tight is because I was lazy. So it all comes back to laziness. So we're going to work on that. Suck in your tummy. And then we're coming back up again. You can take those arms up over the top of your head as you counter stretch. So you're stretching out, and you can feel it. The gastrocnemius in different positions. Like you wouldn't think that this would cause a stretch on that gastroc, but it does. So you can see how overhead work could fatigue your arms, and it has nothing to do with your arms. It has to do with the tightness in your calf resisting your arms coming up. You can add a little side to side. And good. We're going to now 9, 10. Now we're going to... We're going to do a forward fold straight spine. You got to hold it through your core. First, second, third chakras on. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Pull yourself to the ground using your abs. Breathe. Feel the lengthening. Don't fight that. Feel the tension. It's good to feel tension. Just make sure it's in the right place. It's in the muscles, not in the joints or ligaments. It shouldn't be in your back. It shouldn't be in your neck or your shoulders or your ankles or your knees. It should be in muscles. Suck in that tummy. Time? Okay. up over the top of your head. Arms over the top of your head. You're going to lean back, push your hips forward, sucking your tummy as you go side to side. Keep breathing. Okay. We're going to toe in with our left foot. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to push your hips forward, sucking your tummy, pump your hips forward. This will open up those tensor fasciolatas. Sucking that tummy. Okay, this time we're going to do our forward fold. Abs are engaged. Knees are turned out. First, second, third chakras are on. You're pulling yourself closer to the ground using your abs. You're really feeling that release of muscles. You're opening up what's called fibularis longus, or what's it called? Peroneus longus. Sucking that tummy. Knees are turned out. Okay, squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. As you come back up again, arms go over the top of your head. And you're going to go side to side. You should feel a lot of change in your muscularity as we're doing this. Because if we do lengthen a muscle, it's for such a short amount of time. I think that was it. Did we do anything else? Yeah, I don't know. I'll re-edit it back in. Just to notice what you feel like now that you're standing. You should always feel like you're going to fall on your face. And that's good. So the way you counter that feeling of falling on your face is to bring your shoulder blades down and back, and that anchors you into your stance. You will feel very solid in that stance. We're not done with the block quite yet, even though it should feel like it. You're going to put the block under the ball of your left foot once again. You're going to bend your knee. So you take your roller off to your right side. We're going to cross that right ankle over our left knee. And come into a squat. Chest goes up. You're sucking first, second, third chakras on. Chest goes up. So now we're stretching out the soleus. The soleus only crosses the ankle. It's a deep muscle on the calf. Sucking your tummy. Hips go side to side. Smiles are up. It's okay to have balance problems because it's better to have them now than when you're on a cliff's edge or at the top of a staircase. Smiles are up.
Switch my roller for camera sync.
Okay, straighten that leg out. Remember, time under tension. You should not feel anything in any joints. You should feel it in muscles. I want that calf, that quad, your abs, your lats fired up. As you now, with the straight left leg, knee over the top of your foot, do a forward fold. Feel what it feels like to stretch in this very weird position. Suck in that tummy. No pain in your knee joint. If you do, that means you need to tighten something up again. Okay, now you're going to take that arm up over the top of your head. That's your left arm. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. Hips go side to side. You're breathing. Just feel how wonderful it is to have lengthened some very powerful muscles. This is only giving you more strength back because you have full range of motion of muscles. Oh, yes, I knew that. We're going to switch sides. Blocks under the ball of your right heel, right foot, right heel is down. You're going to cross your left ankle over your left knee, and you're going to go into that same squat again. Watch that alignment, knee over top of your foot, abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy, stretch. And then you're going to wiggle your booty. Abs are nice and tight. Smiles are up. Okay, straighten that leg out. Remember, time under tension, that means you're feeling it in muscles, not joints. We're going to do a forward fold with the straight right leg, keeping that knee over the top of your foot. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. Come back up again. Arm goes over the top of your head. Today you're getting major stretch credit. And good. Go ahead and come back into stance again. See how crazy things feel. Once again, you're going to feel like you're going to fall forward or you're suddenly on an incline. Draw those shoulder blades down and back, head over top of your body. Squeeze those shoulders down and back as you do a few shoulder rolls, pulling everything back as the weight stays forward on your foot. Keep breathing. So it seems like we haven't done a lot, but this is a lot of stretch. Now, you're going to take your left foot in your left hand. Here's what's important. It's easy to do what I'm doing right now. This is called abduction. We want you to pull your knees together into what's called adduction. Chest goes up. Now your abs fire up. Suck in your tummy. No pressure into your low back, your hip, or your neck, or even your shoulders. I want your lats firing up, abs on, quads on, calves on. Suck in your tummy. Just keep squeezing your legs together like you got a playing card between your knees. Chest up, suck in your tummy, and then take that leg back behind you, keeping that left leg in the same plane. Don't let it go out to the side like we talked about. That's what I hate seeing runners do when they're stretching, because unless they run with their legs apart, they should stretch with good alignment. And now you're going to put a deep knee in that, or bend in that knee. Keep your left knee in alignment so your right knee is bending. Chest goes up nice and tall. You're sucking in your tummy. You should look like the FTD florist. Smiles are up. Yeah. You have to hold your bouquet. And good. Go ahead, release. Okay, we're just going to do the opposite side. This is opening up a muscle called the rectus femoris, so very important. So grab a hold of that foot, bring your knees towards midline, adduction. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up. So suck in your tummy so this doesn't go into your low back. Draw your shoulder blades down and back, fire your lats, then fire even your back stabilizers so you don't overwork your shoulders. And just breathe. See what it feels like to get those knees together. Abs are engaged, suck in that tummy. As you now start taking that leg back behind you. Watch it on alignment. Make sure that left knee stays over the top of your foot. Stretch back. Feel what it feels like to keep that leg on midline. Suck in that tummy. Lats are on, abs are on. Don't overwork the shoulder either. And then now you're going to bend your front knee. That's your left knee. As you go even deeper, suck in that tummy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Notice what stance feels like once again. We're going to do just a simple stretch. You're going to interlock your fingers behind your back. Chest goes open. That's it. Move your head side to side. Suck in that tummy. So, we can accidentally use our neck as our abdominal muscles, and that leads to all sorts of shoulder problems, causes our balance to go away, all sorts of things, because the neck is supposed to be quite mobile. Okay, keeping your hands back behind you, just roll your shoulders back and then forward, back and forward. So I used to do something when my friends drove. I would sit in the passenger seat, and whenever they came to the intersection and applied the brakes, I would do what I called crash test dummy, where I simulated in slow motion what it would look like if they did a high impact braking or we got in a collision. And I was, all right, fine. Just
so
move.
Are you going to demonstrate it for us right now?
Yeah, where you just like in slow motion, go like you're in a crash and you crumple. And your head hits the dashboard and you undulate. Okay, so you should feel pretty good in upright posture. Now we're going to go down into lower angles as you put your knee onto the block. We do this for several reasons, but one of the most important reasons is we're activating the riding reflex or the hunting reflex. We're trying to keep the head stable. So you have to keep your core on in order for that to happen. You're going to go side to side. So the head stays over the top of the block. That is the big piece. Suck in that tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back. Okay, push the hips forward, do the same thing. Just start opening up the hip flexors that shorten because we're sitting all day long. In no point in history did we sit as much as we do now. Okay, now we're going to lengthen those hip flexors as you reach back behind you with your right hand, grab your left foot, push your hips forward, rotate your torso over to the right, hips go side to side. Suck in that tummy. We're going to do this for a little bit because I really want you to open it up. Explore going over to the left and going over to the right. See which one's easier. See if it refers pain down to your knee because it shouldn't. Smiles are up. You're breathing. Push your hips further forward. Okay, good. Go ahead, release that leg back behind you. You're going to take this leg across midline. Ooh, we're going to first take your left arm out forward. Stretch. And then you're going to add your right hand to your right foot. Suck in that tummy. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to come back to center. You're going to curl your left toes under, and you're just going to sit on your heel. Oops. Well, at least, nope, it's not coming back. Abs are nice and tight, shoulder blades are down and back. You're in this thinker type position. We're actually going to do that thinker stretch. You're going to bring your left elbow over to your knee. But what's different is I want you to suck in your tummy and then release it. See if you can activate your abs. Suck it in, release, suck it in, release. So this is rotation of the spine. It's very vulnerable and it's rotation and flexion. That means you have to protect your abs so the work doesn't go in your spine. This is where most people blow out their backs, and it's because their abs shut off. What number? 15. Okay, then you're just going to reach down and hug your knee. Like you're so glad to see it. So one of my friends was playing with the tile saw and he dropped it over the top of his leg and it just tore his pant leg up, and he thought for sure he had cut his leg off, and when he realized he hadn't cut his leg off, he just dropped down and started kissing his knee and his thigh. What was really funny is he didn't realize he was that flexible until he almost lost his leg. Okay, we're going to come up out of this. It's going to feel weird, but you're just going to come up and out. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back. Pump those arms back once again. Suck in your tummy. And then arms over the top of your head. Suck in your tummy. Okay, staying up top, we're going to rotate off to the other way, right? Suck in that tummy, chest up. Squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. Suck in that tummy. Hey, keep your eyes forward. Especially if you're going to use those dangerous words. Hey, it's in.
Say hello to Momona.
No, there's no Momona here. Does anyone else smell fried chicken? That's a sign of ready to lose consciousness. If you smell favorite foods and it's not happening. Okay, come back to center. We're going to switch sides. Yeah, before epileptic seizures and bad things, you have memories of smells. Okay, we're staying at the top first. Remember, your head's over the top of the block, your core's on. We're just going to go side to side. Suck in that tummy. Okay. Oh. Okay. Push forward. Abs are nice and tight. You're going side to side. Watch that alignment. Oh, my roller's over there. Okay. You're going to reach back behind you, grab your right foot with your left hand. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to twist. You're going to pretend I have my roller. Suck in your tummy. Create that twist. Push those hips forward. Hips go side to side. I really want you to explore going to the right and left and see which your body resists. And then go get it back. Suck in your tummy. Okay. Oh, let me give it one last pull and then come back to center. I'm going to grab my roller for this. As your leg straightens, crosses midline. Abs are engaged. You're first going to reach forward with that right hand. Then your left foot can touch, or your left hand will touch your left foot. Keep breathing. Jaws relaxed. Good. We're going to come back to that thinker pose. Make sure if your toes are experiencing a lot of pressure in the metatarsal heads, the knuckles of your toes, that you push your heel back. Okay, so we're going to take this right elbow to your left knee and we're going to go into a deep flexion. You're going to suck in your tummy and release. Suck in your tummy, release. This is really good for your internal organs because this allows you to pump them in a twisted position. So if you have any adhesional formation, you'll feel it pull. Okay, we're going to reach down, give your leg a hug. Pretend your leg just got saved from something horrible. Keep your abs engaged. Yeah? Okay, we're going to come out of this. We're going to open up. Feel what it feels like to open up. What did we do first? Oh, that's right. We twisted to the left. Chest up. Really suck in that tummy. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Suck in your tummy. Keep breathing. Okay, come back to center as we take our hands over top of our heads again. Oh, just feel what it feels like to stretch. Oh yes, David says we have to pump backwards first.
Oh, yeah.
Chest up, thank you, David. Then what did we do? Oh. Then did we do arms over the top of the head? Down, then arms over the top of the head. Yes, David approves. Suck in that tummy. Good. We're going to come on to the floor. Bend your knees. See what it feels like to bend those knees. We're doing a lot of bending of the lower extremities. That's really good. You're going to notice if you do the lower extremity properly, you really don't need to do a lot of the upper extremity. So we're just going to tip back, lean back, knees come off the ground. We're going to do a couple of sit-ups. Suck in your tummy and release. Suck it in, release. Shoulder blades are down and back. So it's really stretching out the tops of feet. Suck that tummy in. And good. Curl your toes under again. We're stretching out those metatarsal heads, but mainly the plantar fascia of your foot and the Achilles tendon into the calf muscle. Suck in your tummy. Suck it in, release. Suck it in, release. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to go back. Point those toes again. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. Ah. Okay, and now, last one, curl your toes under. Hands back behind you, chest up, suck in that tummy, and release. So the rain we've been having has been a blessing. The downside is the mosquitoes. They fly around and they're fat with my blood. And good. We're going to stretch those feet out. We're going to grab the ball and we're going to do a little rolling on it. Ball goes underneath your pelvic floor. Your legs are out in front of you. So you're sitting on top of your ball. Ball's midway between your pubic bone and your tailbone. Looks like everyone's having troubles locating their ball. So I'll give you guys a second. Oh, we forgot to give Annie a ball. So we're just going to do hip circles on top of the ball. This is activating your pelvic floor. Keep those feet parallel though. Knees are bent. You can have your hands on blocks if you have short arms like I do. And then go in the opposite direction. Jaws relaxed. Okay, now you're going to try with your hands and stick them up. So you have to use your core. Doesn't have to be a big movement, but you have to use your core. Abs are engaged, suck in that tummy. Now, go in the opposite direction. So this is working on the pelvic floor and pelvic floor tone. Okay, legs go out in front of you. You're going to roll your pelvic floor again. Small motion. It doesn't have to be a big motion, but your pelvic floor needs to be worked. Try to keep closer to your pubic bone, less close to your tailbone, and then go in the opposite direction. Suck in that tummy. Okay. Keep those abs engaged. Now try it without your hands on the blocks. It's working core stabilization and balance. Opposite direction. And now just for fun, we're going to go for a walk. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Keep the leg straight. Do not bend the knees in order to lift the leg up. One side, then the other. One side, then the other. And good. You can come off the ball. We're now going to use a roller, which we haven't used in a really long time, to go after the legs. We're going to go after the quads. So the roller will be out in front of you. Okay, abs are engaged. You're going to flip over now. Your knees are on top of the roller. I'm going to go sideways a little so you can see. We're rolling out your quads. And you're doing it by using your abs. I know it's easy to use your arms, but don't use your arms as much as your abs. As the rolling gets easier, you can center yourself and get one side more than the other. This will get your vastus lateralis and part of the iliotibial band. You can go all the way up to the tensor fascia lata at the top. But try to keep your legs bent. You can go back and forth between straight legs and bent legs, but try both. You're rolling out anything that feels sore. So don't run away from sore, go after sore. Because if these guys get tight, your quads, it causes hip pain. So keep rolling, see what it feels like. See what it feels like to get the hips. Notice how much pain gets stored, or energy, tension, it gets artificially stored in your quads, and roll it out. And since you guys are doing such a good job of rolling, we're going to go immediately into the iliotibial band. And you're going to roll the side of your leg. You're going to bend and straighten your leg as you roll. If you go into your tensor fasciae lata, you could flex your hip instead. But keep things moving. Break it up, and then you can switch sides. As I roll off screen, I'm going to move down a little bit. Once again, you're bending and straightening your leg as you're working that iliotibial band. And this is why a lot of people get what's called runner's knee. This is the iliotibial band starts getting too much tension on it. And it transfers down to the knee instead of up to the hip. If you get on the tensor fasciae lata, you can move from the hip. If you're in the iliotibial band, bend and straighten your leg. Okay, good. Come into kneeling. See how things feel. Should be super, super easy to bend your knees now. Yeah? You guys feel it? We're going to get the other half of that now. We're going to put the roller underneath your shins. You're just going to roll out. There's two ways of rolling out. See, right now I'm heavy over my shins. The other way is to go heavy over your shoulders and pull your knees to your chest. This is great because it's a core workout. And what's super cool about this is you can do one leg at a time. But sometimes it's just nice to roll out those shins. This will work in the tibialis anterior, but this is stomach channel in Eastern medicine. So if you've had funky digestive things go on, it's great to roll out the front of your legs. A lot of toe problems start here in the shins. And good. Come back into kneeling again. Just see what things feel like. Continue to breathe. Okay. You're going to have the roller out in front of you as you're in almost cross-leg position, but you're going to put your right leg on the roller, and you're going to weight down on it. So if you want, you can even bend this knee so you can get in there deeper. This is going to get that fibularis longus, but it's also a continuation of the iliotibial band or the fascial plane of the side of the leg. And you're rolling out the side. This is great because it's also mobilizing the hip. Keep your abs engaged, your chest is up. Keep on breathing. Smiles are up, chest is up. Ooh, get towards the top as well as the bottom. It might be sore towards the ankle depending on how you use everything. Okay, and then switch sides. Get it out, roll it out. This is great ankle rehab because ankle injuries don't happen in the ankle. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in that tummy. We're creating a lot of, like I said, hip mobility. You're rocking the hip in pretty deep flexion. Get towards the top. Oh yeah. Suck in that tummy. Okay. We're going to go after the adductors now. So the roller is going to be off towards your left. You're going to go onto your belly. Your leg will go out to left like this and stack on top of the roller. All you're going to do is roll out the inside of your leg. This is called your adductor. This is your sartorius, the adductor longus, the pectineus. You can go after deep ups and you can just rock back and forth. You can bend your right leg like mine is, but you're going to roll that inner thigh out. You can move it around if it's more tender. Notice if it's more tender towards your knee or your hip. This causes all sorts of knee pain, so this is good to roll it out. Can also cause hip pain. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. It's underneath your right inner thigh and you're rolling. I have a client I've worked for years who's going to go take a rolling class. And I said, you know, I teach rolling. And she said, no, you don't. And I'm like, yes, I do. So that's why we're going over rolling today. Notice if it's more tender, closer to your knee or up towards your hip. Get the soreness out in whatever direction or whatever side it is. You can bend your left leg and you can add a hip rotation. This will really work the hip mechanics. It's great. Keep breathing. Keep your abs engaged. Okay. We're going to come back to kneeling again. Just notice what kneeling feels like. Notice what your low back feels like. So that means we have to go after your back now. So the roller's going to go underneath. I'm going to move this aside because Mari had to take off. The roller's going to go underneath your shoulder blades. Hands behind your head. You're just going to roll out your spine. Careful of hair, jewelry, clothing, and drawstrings because it loves to eat it. Oh, I forgot about the microphone. And don't let it get caught under the roller. It's okay if your ribs re-articulate with snap, crackles, and pops. As you roll towards your head, your toes go up. As you roll towards your feet, your heels go up. This is obeying walking mechanics. And you can add a twist to get one shoulder more than the other. This will work and help that upright posture. But it's also mobilizing your spine to give you extension because most of our life is done in flexion. We drive cars, we're on our smartphones, and we're in front of computers. This is also working the bladder channel, and right now we're in the midst of winter. Winter is the time of the kidney and the bladder. Don't forget to add the twist. One loves it. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Okay? And then roll down the roller. I'm doing it because I'll roll off the frame until the roller's underneath your booty like this and your legs are in the air. We're just going to drain the blood out of your legs. So you're going to hang your legs up here. This is called a retrograde lymphatic and vascular flow. In other words, you're just taking the blood that's in your feet and heading it back towards your brain so you get smarter. And you're just going to pump your feet. So the soleus, as I've talked about, is a second heart. So if you ever get off a plane and your feet feel swollen, or you've been sitting in a car for a long time, you can put your feet above your head. You can move your legs to stretch out the soleus, to pump the blood back to your heart and your liver and get the edema out of your feet. You can do hip motion at the same time now. You can move around in your hips. Remember, hips are ball and socket joints, so there should be no clicking, popping, crunching, or grinding. This is time under tension, so keep the core on as you move your hip through the ranges of motion without clicking or popping. If you find a spot that is clicky and poppy, just work it until you can turn on every muscle so it doesn't happen. Because once it starts, it's going to stay there, and unless you work on it, it's not going to go away. And you got to really feel what muscles you need to use in order to make it not click or pop or grind. Keep your abs engaged. By now your feet should feel like they're getting cooler because the blood that was stagnated in your feet are now heading out towards your heart. It's taking a lot of pressure off your legs, so it'll help things like varicose veins. People with varicose veins should do this periodically. I saw something unusual. I saw a very young woman. She was only 20-something, and she had terrible varicose veins, but it was happening because she crossed her legs when she sat. And it created venous stagnation. So we're going to cross our legs, and we're going to pump. We're going to do it dynamically, figure out what we need to keep on, and you're going to switch sides, trying not to use your hands. This is teaching you to free up your hips without having to get your hands to adjust everything on your body. Periodically just change sides. Notice if one side's tighter. If it is, you could use your hands. You can put the soles of your feet together. Do different things that you wouldn't necessarily do. Because this is called open chain. There is no pressure against your feet. So there should be no pressure in your knees. There should be no pressure in your hips. Because this is opportunity to really look at the muscular function of what goes on in your lower extremity. Oh, no way. Okay, stretch out your legs against the ground. We're going to open up the hip flexors now. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. We're just going to rock side to side. Shoulder blades are down and back. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to work on your core. Pelvic floor. Close up your rib cage. Suck in first, second, and third chakra. Toes are up. Okay, you have two options. You can bend your knees, lift up your butt, take the roller out, or you can do what I call throwing up or throwing down. You're going to throw your legs down and come back up with a roll. Either way, both are fun. You're going to go on your roller lengthwise. Butt is going to be at one end, head is at the other end. Shoulder blades are down and back. Holy cow, you have made it. We're going to give someone really, really large a hug as you squeeze your shoulder blades down and back. Abs are nice and tight. Your feet are parallel. Your knees are bent over the tops of your feet. First chakra's on. Third chakra's closed up. Second chakra is putting your navel against your spine and your spine against the roller. Gently squeeze the roller with your shoulder blades. Bring your head in line with that pelvic floor. And remember to breathe. Now wiggle your head slightly off the end of the roller, and what you're going to do is say yes, or like you're trying to look up above your head. This will create traction and extension of the cervical spine. We like doing that. We don't do it enough, in fact. Keep those arms out to your sides. We spend all our day in flexion on our phones, in the car, at our computers, at our desks, that we barely look at the beauty of what's in the sky. So extend your head back. Keep your abs engaged to protect that neck as you're doing it. Feel your pecs opening up. We're getting a nice lengthening of the pectoralis major, the muscles up here in the chest. You can now do snow angels or sand angels as you flap your wings. Suck in your tummies. Keep that head in extension slightly. We're opening up that those pec muscles. Just a few seconds more. And now put your arms at your sides. Your hands are going to palms facing down. And you're just going to start deep breathing. But you're going to keep your pelvic floor on. You're going to keep your knees over top of your feet parallel. First, second, third chakras are very active. And the breathing's actually happening with second chakra. You guys stay on the roller. I'm going to come off the roller to bring you guys home. You guys did such an awesome job. Just feel what your bodies have been through. Feel what it felt like to elongate and open up your legs, anchoring you back on the earth. Feel what it felt like to open up the fascia of your lower extremities. And how it relates to your upper body. How many things in your upper body started to feel better as we properly lengthened our lower extremities, and how it affected posture. So, check in, see how things feel. Feel the powerful connection that you have with your body. How much untapped sources of energy are stuck in your body? It's tension. Tension is power. If that tension gets put to the right place or it's allowed to flow through, suddenly you have a lot of power. And that's why a dancer, though not very big, can jump really high and do some amazing things. Same with a gymnast or a martial artist. Tension is not a bad thing. We emote tension to distress, and it's not distress. Tension is the appropriately managed energy in the body, like tension on a tent. That's what I meant to say. Tension on an umbrella. It makes for powerful things. Tension on a bridge. And it also causes great relaxation. So in these last few moments of managing tension, really breathe and pull everything towards your center. Pull everything towards your breath. But lastly, bring everything towards meditation. So on behalf of Maria and me, we just want to say thank you for showing up, supporting us, and helping and being wonderful people in this world. So, thank you and namaste.